So the day's finally here. Pedal for Paris starts today, and it starts here at the home of cycling in Manchester. It's an 8-day journey, 550 miles. Day one is over to Ashbourne, 60 miles, 5,000 feet of climbing, and en route we'll be visiting one of the projects, as we will every day, to spotlight action that's already happening on climate change. This time it'll be actually looking at planting of peat bogs and reclaiming them so that they work better for us. Right, we better get going.
Pedal for Paris is just a great opportunity for us at Sport England, but everyone across the sports sector, to help raise awareness of the need for the sector as a whole to come together and think about ways that we can contribute to greater environmental sustainability and tackle climate change. And what's brilliant about this ride is not just getting organisations from across the country to sign up to the Going for Green pledge, but more importantly to think every day now about what can we do that's different. How can we either make a change to our organisation or to our own daily lives that can help and make a difference and contribute. So as they ride from Manchester to Paris, I really hope that it has raised the awareness of the issues as we head into the Paris Olympic Games.
We're up on the Peak District moors to have a chat with the British Mountaineering Council to see what work they're doing with peat moss.
There's more carbon stored in the UK's peatlands than all of the woodland in UK, France and Germany combined. And if we can restore the peat bogs to healthy ecological status, it locks that carbon away and helps sequester more carbon into the future. It's an amazing example of working in partnership, but also where people can actually make a difference, get involved with that campaign and make a donation. It will arrive in a project like this, doing things on the ground, taking action for nature recovery, climate and all of the other amazing things that healthy habitats create.
Well, end of day one of Pedal for Paris. Certainly a tumultuous day. We had biblical rain, which was very topical. We experienced climate change firsthand. We saw some mitigation for that up in the peaks with the British Mountaineering Council planting moss, and they're having tremendous success. So loads of good stuff happening today. Slightly sore legs, feeling my age a bit. Same again tomorrow.
So it's day two of Pedal for Paris. We're in a lovely little cafe in Ashbourne, about to head over to Loughborough, and en route we're going to visit Paddle UK to see the work that they're doing. Incredible stuff, galvanising thousands of volunteers to go and collect rubbish and other good stuff. So better get going.
Do a lot of work to try and get people to understand the problems that our rivers are facing, but also to take action to clean them up as well. Big Paddle Cleanup is a great example where we've equipped people to get out there, pull the plastic out, pull junk out of the river and make a big difference. Over 4,000 people have got involved this year. Same again next year, we'll grow it even larger. It just shows that if you give people the tools to be able to go and care for their local environment, they'll want to go and do it. These are our sporting places, these are our playing pitches, we want to protect them.
So moving towards the end of day two on our Pedal for Paris. Welcome sunshine after the almost biblical rain. We've just stopped off at home Pier Point. We've been doing some amazing work cleaning up our waterways. 2,600 volunteers, 1,800 sacks of stuff that they've collected. Another brilliant project that showed the power of sport to bring people together to make a real difference. We're now nearly at 130 pledges going for green, so the movement's growing. Check in tomorrow, see where myself and the Merry Band are up to. It's day three of Pedal for Paris, just leaving Loughborough University, and we are heading towards Milton Keynes today. And en route, we'll be stopping and picking up Mike Tindall and James Haskell, who are going to be joining us. And we'll be visiting some great projects along the way, which I'm not going to tell you about now. Weather's good, bit of a headwind. Off we go.
Well, we've had 3 runs together. The first one wasn't great, Haskell stumbled, but
Yeah.
I think now we've worked together as teams through worse situations than this. We've been on worse nights out than this, so I think we can manage.
Of course,
Make it!
Of course you can. I've never been near a tandem and hopefully I never will be again.
So I'm Rachel, I'm from Trash Free Trails, and we're on a mission to help people reconnect with nature through what we believe is a very simple act of removing what you might call litter, but what we are trying to call single-use pollution.
Single-use pollution.
Exactly.
Oh, I've got it.
Oh, you've got it down.
I've got it.
We have information, resource and tools for people to take and do it themselves in the way that works best for them in their local area. So the community here, Ride Northampton, it's a cycling collective who love rising these trails, and they consistently come out and host trail cleans for their local area, because the kind of thing that's shocking about litter is that though we know so much about what's going into our oceans, we know basically nothing about what's going into our terrestrial ecosystems. So we're working to fill that knowledge gap.
Brilliant. So people who have great spaces like this, where they want to get active, basically look after them, love them, and treat them as your own.
Absolutely, and we very much have a belief that you can't protect what you don't love, and you can't love what you don't know.
Brilliant to see another project where people can get involved and actually make a difference. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Day 3 over, a little bit grimy, fantastic weather. We've come all the way to Milton Keynes. We've visited trash-free trails. We're here with badminton. We've visited some incredible projects. It's been 113 kilometres and more tomorrow. Day 4, and we are nearly halfway. Leaving Milton Keynes today, itself an incredible place, 200 miles of bike path, and en route we're going to be visiting the Halton Tennis Centre, which aims to be carbon neutral in just 5 years. So today is all about marginal gains, pulling together all of the small things to make a big difference. So should be an interesting journey, and it's going to be a hot one, temperatures above average, which is very topical. Right, better get the show on the road. We're rolling towards Marlow, and we've taken a break at Halton Tennis Club, a really ambitious target to be carbon neutral by 2029.
That's right. We've been going at this for about 7 or 8 years now.
And you've gone solar powered, heat pumps, you're growing some of your own vegetables.
It's just an incremental change, and we have to take everybody with us. It's not just something we want to do, it's something we're passionate about, but it's the right thing to do as well.
Well, I think it's amazing. Thanks for showing us around.
Good. That's a pleasure.
Brilliant. We are halfway. We're at Bisham Abbey, one of our national centres. Halton Tennis Club's done some incredible work. They exemplify the concept of aggregation of marginal gains, and other people are coming to them to see what they can do, and that's how sport can really make a difference. Here we've got Serco, who manage this centre for us, have signed the Going for Green pledge, and not only for this centre but all 55 that they manage. So this trip is really making a difference. Tomorrow we're off to London. We are now over halfway, and we're moving from Marlow to London, and actually we're already on the road. We've come to Caversham, where the British rowing team is doing their final bit of practice. They've also signed the pledge. We've now got 145 organisations committed and signed up to taking action. The sporting world very much leading. Today we've got Dame Katherine Grainger joining us. We've got Steve Backshaw with us, the broadcaster and environmentalist who's absolutely passionate about lots of the things that we've been doing today. Also, a young lad, Dexter, 12 years old. He, in late August, will also be riding to Paris, so we're giving him a little bit of training. Great to have some company.
catch up with you later.
I think one of the interesting and important things about Pedal for Paris is how it is focusing the effects of climate change on sport, and also using sport as a loudspeaker, as a way of amplifying the messages, the key messages about climate change. Something that British rowing has done tremendously is amplify the messages about clean water, and that is something that has worked. So if in the broader context sport were to take on the challenges of climate change, it could have a massive impact.
So day 5 of our 550-mile odyssey complete. We're now, as you might be able to hear in the background, in the metropolis of London. We had some great company as well. Steve Backshall joined us. Dame Katherine Grainger is now part of the crew to go all the way to Paris, and tomorrow it's the big dash for the coast. Day 6 of Pedal for Paris, and we're already underway. It was an early start. We've pedalled over 60 kilometres already. We've had new people join us, Dame Sarah Storey and round the world explorer Mark Beaumont. And today's theme is football. We're going to visit Lewes Football Club and see some of the incredible work that they've been doing there. So see you en route.
I was really delighted to accept the invite from Chris and the team to come along, because the ride to Paris, I think it's such a brilliant initiative to talk about climate change, talk about climate action, and involving the entire community involved in cycling and active travel in this way has been, well, thus far a really inspiring day, some great conversations.
As you know, we're known as Equality FC, so it makes sense that Equality FC supports sustainability because it's women and girls who are more vulnerable to the effects of climate change, and we know that. This club is run and is full of amazing people.
And you can be one of the owners for £50 a year.
£50 a year.
I want to be part owner of a football club.
What a lot of organisations are doing, big and small, is they're looking at their own operations, they're looking at their facilities, they're looking at how they power the venue or the stadium. But the thing that really has an impact is the participants or the fans. So if we take football, the biggest slice of the carbon footprint of a football club are its fans. They're the ones travelling to the stadium for the match day and then going home. We want to encourage them to go by public transport or to walk or to exercise there, but a lot of them drive. So it does have a major effect. And the beautiful thing about sport is it doesn't just engage people on the pitch, it gets into households. And when it's in households, people are eating meat-free meals, they're line drying their clothes, they're turning their thermostats down, and we've proven that you can use the power of sport to get people to live greener. So actually the amazing power that sport has is to get into people's day-to-day lives, their habits, and start changing them.
And we're here at the coast. We've had some great guests with us. Dame Sarah Storey, ripping my legs off on the way from London. We stopped at Lewes Football Club. What an incredible initiative. Incredible day to finish in England. It's a late one tonight on the ferry, and then tomorrow it's starting to press for home and going towards Paris. Day 6 done on the ferry, got here overnight, cycled through Dieppe at 1 o'clock in the morning. Now we're up and we're already en route out of Dieppe towards Gisors. 120 kilometres for day 7, the penultimate day of our challenge. The team is really tight now. Dame Katherine Grainger's with us, and we're on the Avenue Verte, which is just an incredible piece of cycleway, super smooth and wide, all the way from the coast for about 60 kilometres. So we're going to crack on and we'll speak to you later.
We know everyone on the planet is being affected by climate change and all these issues that feel really challenging, and yet there's amazing projects happening all over the country. And when Chris talked about the clubs we'd be visiting and the little communities that are doing just fabulous work, it just felt a really important example of showcasing where great work is being done and to bring a light to that, to show people what's possible.
That was one of my top 10 favourite bike rides ever. Fantastic surface, beautifully quiet roads, incredibly considerate motorists. We've also collected now 165 pledges for going for green for our environmental push, and that's a pretty good day in my book. Day 8, our final day, and we're heading from Gisors to Paris, 120 kilometres. Got a bit of a headwind, shame we've lost Dame Sarah Storey, but we've got one dame left, Katherine Grainger. We'll put her on the front soon. So that's it, we're off. See you later.
I think Pedal for Paris was probably my idea. I sat talking to Chris in October last year, I think it was. And when I finished the games in Tokyo and someone asked me, do you want to go to Paris? I said, yes, I really do. And I think I'd like to ride there. And so I shared this idea with Chris, but he's turned it into something even bigger and better than even I could have imagined. It's bringing in this discussion that we need to have about how we can lead more active, healthy and sustainable lives. And I think it's so important that we're opening it up and visiting local communities along the way to sort of shine a light on what's already being done and what can be done even further to make sustainability a key topic for the future.
Well, this is it, Arc de Triomphe, the finish line. 8 days, 550 miles. I don't know how many thousand feet of climbing, but we've made it from Manchester to the Arc de Triomphe in Paris. We already knew that the sporting world is embedded in communities across our country, and they were perfectly placed to lead on action. Well, we've highlighted in the last week what they can do, and we want to see those volunteer numbers and those organisations that are committing to change, those numbers swell. And so sport sets the standard for a country and gives people a way to act and puts positive peer pressure on those around them as well. So I think sport, it can lead, and from what I've seen this week, it's going to.